What's going on YouTube? Carlos Melendez here, your favorite South Florida realtor. I am here with my buddy Joey Drones, and we are going to be talking today about the Osmo Pocket. Many of you guys saw we did an unboxing just a couple of days ago. I did my unboxing first, and then Joey got home pretty excited when he got his, and we decided to do another unboxing because why not? So today, after having the Osmo in our possession for a couple of days now, we both have had an opportunity to really do a good amount of shooting in different kind of atmospheres, low light, a little oversaturated out on the sea, at the beach. We've kind of taken a little bit of everywhere and given it a nice little testing. So we wanted to go ahead and share our findings.
Yeah, so we really put this thing through its paces. We wanted to figure out, what's it best for? What is this camera going to be used for? Who should be using it? What are the best features of it? What's the best application? Can this replace, the Osmo as it is? And is it worth the $350 price tag?
Absolutely.
So what we did was we kind of gave it a rating, A, B, C, and D, depending on whether you should even bother looking at a camera like this. Overall, we found, the top 5 features that we think are most applicable to people that are just getting into cameras. And we're going to kind of go through them one by one and make an educated decision for yourself. Absolutely.
And just in full disclosure, I'm a realtor by trade, as many of you know. Joey is actually a mortgage broker by trade. So for us, truthfully, we're not sponsored by any means. We don't get paid by DJI. Even though, hey, DJI, if you want to send some product, we're not going to be opposed to that either. But again, we're not sponsored by any means. So these are just our honest takes or honest reviews on what we feel about the product. Obviously, I paid $350 for mine, as did Joey, plus tax, of course, because Uncle Sam's got to get paid.
Right.
But yeah, so this is what we found. Number one, the biggest thing for me that I found immediately, let's address the white elephant in the room, and that is the size and portability of this thing. I mean, it is just absolutely tiny.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing how small it is. If you have a Fire Stick or you've seen an Apple remote, it's smaller than an Apple remote. I mean, it's small enough to throw in your pocket. That the name gives it away. Osmo Pocket. You kind of hit the nail on the head there.
I mean, it's, for those of you guys who have a Osmo Mobile, here's a battery. That gives you an idea of how big this thing is in comparison to the battery on the Osmo Mobile. So
in terms of size and portability, if you throw this in your back pocket or you have a handbook, if you're a lady, it makes it really easy. It also comes with a really, really solid plastic carrying case. And this attaches to your phone. So it has a connector for your phone, so whenever you hook it up, it just slides right with you. But, I mean, it's as simple as that. You throw it in, clip it, and you're good to go, and it charges right from the case on the very bottom.
Absolutely. I mean, like I said, every day I'm out on the field looking at properties, showing properties. I deal with clients all over the world, so this is actually, for the past couple of days, has been pretty awesome, being able to get footage on the run while I'm looking at some properties. I might be previewing a home that might fit perfectly for one of my clients, out in Brazil or somewhere, and I'm able to get some really great cinematic quality footage with this, and it's truthfully not weighing down my bag, where before, when I was carrying around my other gimbals, let's be honest, if you want to protect them properly, the cases can get big, So being able to have something this small that truthfully just drops in to this little case here, just like that, and I'm ready to go. I mean, again, so portability I think is huge. Definitely the big winner on that. Being
number one. Number two, like you said, quality video. I have a client that's out in California moving here, hasn't seen the house yet. That's a really important thing for him to be able to get a really good look at the house.
Absolutely.
So number two being that it shoots in 4K at 60 frames per second.
And that's huge. I mean, most people don't realize, really how big that is of a deal, considering the size of this camera. I know a lot of other products out there that don't shoot at that frame rate.
Most professional cameras actually don't shoot at that frame rate. Truth be told, some drones don't shoot at that frame rate. And what we mean by 60 frames per second, it means that there's a picture taken every second, and there's 60 pictures that are strung together in just 1 second. So if you have a fast-moving target, or if you're walking very quickly through a house, the 60 frames allows you to slow down motion blur. That's really what that is. And 4K is the amount of pixels that are on the actual picture that you're seeing. So to give you kind of a better idea, why don't we take a look at one of the clips that I shot on the back of one of the yachts down in Bimini, and it's in 4K at 60 frames per second.
Let's check it out.
All right, so what do you think about that?
That was awesome. I mean, it kind of gives you a really nice cinematic view when you slow it down. It really gives you that buttery just feel, which is awesome. And to think that that was shot on this little guy, it shows how impressive this little camera really is.
It has a lot of power, and it holds, it takes a micro SD chip that fits right in here. So you slide it in and you're good to go.
Yeah, and a lot of people have always asked me, well, memory-wise, how does it do? Because most people assume right away, because it adapts to the iPhone, they assume that you're probably storing on the iPhone. But truth be told, it having an external memory card like that is awesome because, if you're somebody like me or like Joey who has 20, 30 memory cards at any given time, it really expands the capability of how much you can actually do with this because the battery life, truthfully, is pretty good on it.
Absolutely.
I know other cameras that do much better with battery life, truth be told. However, again, considering the size, considering that it's a rechargeable device with non-replaceable battery on it, it does really, really, really well. And it charges pretty quickly, too, as well. I think 90 minutes to a full charge, which is awesome.
So you can definitely, it's a definite run-and-gun camera. Which brings us to the next part of our series. So we're looking at the different features that this camera has that some don't. I think the biggest feature is the face track.
Absolutely, face track. If you're a vlogger, if you're a content creator, if you're somebody who just likes to make sure you're always in frame, face track is a really cool feature because it truly allows you to make sure that you're always in frame no matter which way you're pointing the camera, no matter which way you're walking. The gimbal will actually just make sure it's panning right on you and keep you always nice and center, which is great.
Yeah. One of the other features that we found on here was the moving time lapse, something that's very different but up and coming features.
Absolutely. I mean, think about it. Moving time lapses were sometimes you needed such big and costly equipment, truthfully, to be able to get a moving time lapse. And now to think that you can just set this little guy down and get that very same moving time lapse on something this tiny without the cost of all that other costly equipment that you would otherwise need to really get those type of cinematic shots.
Now, what would you need a time lapse for if you're shooting any kind of real estate video, which a lot of times you want to see that day to night, or you want to see something change, or you want to see traffic patterns or anything like that? The moving time lapse is really nice because technically you don't have to be there. It'll move itself. The gimbal will move very slowly by itself and track everything for you. You can come back in 30 minutes and bam, you're done.
Yeah, and the nice thing is that it actually, within the Meme Up, which we'll talk about later, because that's actually another one of the great features that we obviously love about this product. But the cool part about the software and the way that it works is that you're able to set different points. So you can set, 3 to 4 points on that moving time lapse and have the gimbal rotate to those various points that you've set to make sure that it creates that fluid cinematic scenery that you're trying to get.
Absolutely. Or
which is pretty awesome.
If you have the sun coming down in a certain direction or pattern, as it's going along with the sun, it's actually following along with the clouds as well, so that you can move several different things at once into frame, which is great. One of the other features is the screen that's on the front. It has a very small screen, which you wouldn't think would be very useful. Surprisingly, it is. So even if you don't have your phone on you, or you just don't want to try to connect the two, or if you're just trying to take a shot really quick of, I really want to see this, it's great to have that little screen on there because it gives you an idea of where your frame is into focus. If you're doing vlogs or you're taking selfies or anything like that, it's very important to be able to see what you're doing, and this little screen gives you that option. It also has a lot of basic features that allow you to change the frame rate if you want to shoot in 1080 or 4K. You can change it from photo to video to slow motion, take a panoramic shot. So having that screen there, that little touch screen, is very, very useful, and you can actually control the gimbal moving up and down.
Yeah, I mean, we are looking forward to a couple of the accessories that are coming out. I will say, Having an actual physical control to control the pan and the camera obviously is something that I would love to see. I know that DJI has an accessory that's going to be coming out fairly soon for that, and I'm excited about that because I'll be honest, that is a little bit of a drawback. It's a little bit tough sometimes to really control it, especially if you've got fat fingers like me. It kind of can be a little bit troublesome, but it's still nice that the option's there at least. And of course, you could always manually adjust, which is nice as well. But yeah, that's excellent. Now, one of the things that I noticed throughout a lot of the shooting that we did when we did some low light shooting is that with the GoPro Hero 7, for those of you who have used or own a GoPro Hero 7, with the electronic stabilization that they use within the software of that camera, at night you kind of tend to get like a weird shaky movement in a low light setting. So I've got to say that the mechanical stabilization on this particular camera with the 3-axis gimbal is just, in my opinion, a game changer in that aspect alone for low light, because the mechanical stabilization allows you to really get some still buttery moving cinematic-like footage without that electronic shake, I guess, for lack of a better word. It's the best way I can describe it. So I gotta say, mechanical stabilization, definitely a plus in my book.
Oh yeah.
Another great feature about the Osmo Pocket that I truly like so far is the Mimo app. It's a whole brand new app that DJI created specifically for this gimbal. And I must say, so far I'm enjoying using it. It's pretty easy to use.
The music's fantastic.
Music is fantastic on it. They have a lot of, it kind of has like a little studio built into the app that takes little bits and pieces of different footage that you've shot. And it kind of does some cool little self-editing and creates little really cool clips for the most part.
It does. It reads through your clips, whatever you've shot that day. And if you're looking just to make something really fast or fun, it's great for that. I would say for professional use, it's great for just taking notes. If you've done an entire shoot and you're not going to get back to your post-production, that in that same moment or in that same day, you can take a lot of notes and kind of get your thoughts in order before you take all of your footage into post-production.
Yeah, and I also like about it the fact that, again, if you're a realtor like me and you want to kind of just get a teaser trailer, little teaser content going out there on social media, on Instagram, Facebook, it allows you to just create a quick 30-second video in a matter of seconds, actually, with that footage that you may have gotten through that walkthrough that you just did or whatnot. And it allows you to really just get some good content out there pretty quickly to start creating that buzz. So I think it's definitely a plus, definitely another reason
definitely
that I think it's a plus for the Osmo. Now, one of the questions I guess that people ask us is, would this, replace, like, let's say, the Osmo or the Osmo Mobile 1 or Osmo Mobile 2? And I guess for me, my opinion is it just really depends on who it is that's buying it.
That's 100%. It's all about application. And although I do have a drone business, and as much as I see realtors out doing their own thing, that's okay. It's built for that. As far as if you're going to take a really big production on and you want to edit up properly and color correct and things like that, there's ways to do that. But I think for a base level and just to get quick content out and stuff that's fun, especially if you're traveling, this is perfect for traveling. It's not a replacement for higher end equipment, but it is definitely an option as far as just putting stuff out very quickly and kind of saving yourself a lot of time on the back end.
Absolutely. I mean, I was just messing around with it these past couple of days. I had a couple get-togethers at the holidays. As you can see, Joey is all Christmased out. So yeah, we've been doing a lot of barbecuing and all that good stuff as we like to do here in Florida. So I was just messing around and got some really cool low light shots, some daylight shots, some shots of walking around. So check them out.
That was very impressive. It's super smooth, as you can tell. I mean, it is just a great option if you want to get buttery smooth shots, and it's really impressive to see what you can come up with and get as creative as humanly possible.
Yeah, and I mean, another thing that's to be said about this little camera is that setup time is insanely fast. Yeah. I mean, a lot of times I know that I'll be walking around, something will happen, and truth be told, by the time you get your phone set up on the Osmo Mobile or Osmo Mobile 2 and you get it set up, and if you need to put a counterbalance, if you're using any kind of wide angle lens or anything like that, it's a tedious setup process in relation to what this is.
Exactly.
So that in itself is just huge, to be able to just press the button and within seconds, I mean, there you go, point and shoot, you're good to go.
I'm already recording. That's less than 5 seconds. So if you need something quick or are on the move, this is a great option, especially I would say for like weddings and events like that. I mean,
traveling. I'm a huge traveler. Yeah. Those of you who follow this channel know that I'm always posting, aside from reviews and unboxings and a lot of tech stuff, we do a lot of traveling videos from different adventures that me and my fiance take all over the place. And I will say, this paired up with my Mavic Air is going to be just a crazy dynamic duo of being able to get some amazing footage. Exactly. Because this gives me 60 frames 4K, a great quality shot. The Mavic Air, those of you who have seen a couple of my other videos, I'll make sure to tag a couple of those that are shot directly on this Mavic Air so you guys can see what I'm talking about. But when you look at the quality that those two devices put them together, I mean, and you've got a winning combo, in my opinion, for traveling. That's
actually a really good point. Having seamless footage. So Carlos was talking about the Mavic Air, which is another DJI drone product, which I've used in the past, and it's great. I use the Mavic Pro 2, and when you pair the two together, it's seamless because the software is built to be seamless. So it's a great option to have, especially if you're traveling.
Absolutely. And the nice thing is, like Joey mentioned early on in this video, you can throw this in your purse if you're a lady. You can throw it in your pocket if you're a guy, or your backpack, or whatever the case may be. It doesn't take up a lot of real estate, so it's really easy to take with you wherever you go. And again, it's something that kind of gives you different variations of types of shots that you can get while on vacation when you have this kind of a gimbal paired up with the drone and maybe, your normal... What was that all about?
You can hide it in your onesie.
That was weird.
I know, right?
But accessible. So, again, I mean, aside from that, Joey, what's your take? I mean, what would you rate the Osmo Pocket? I mean, is it an A for you? Is it a B, C, D? I mean, are you going to return it? Are you going to keep it? What's the whole...
That's staying in my bag. It's just a great option. It's a great backup camera if you need it. I'd definitely give it an A.
Yeah, I mean, same here. Obviously, it doesn't replace a lot of my other cameras that I have, but for travel, 100%, it's an A+ all day long. Even for day-to-day realtor activities, I think it's a great day-to-day camera to document and make sure that if you're a vlogger, I think, again, definitely a game changer for a vlogger. You've got, on this camera, the microphone is facing you and everything. So I would say vloggers, it's a no-brainer. And just full out if you're a content creator. I mean, again, this allows you to always be able to just grab a shot at a moment's notice. So I definitely rated an A+. I'd say it's definitely worth the $350.
Easily.
Definitely. I mean, considering that it's cheaper than the Hero 7 at $399.
Yeah.
You're saving $50. You got a mechanical gimbal, which is great because at night you'll still have those nice fluid shots without that interruption from the electronic stabilization. So definitely a good one.
All right, so there you have it, guys. Osmo Pocket gets an A rating from both of us. Check it out. See if you'd like to purchase it, and hopefully we'll have more reviews for you coming soon.
Yeah, and let us know what you guys think. Let us know down in the comments if there's anything that you guys would like us to check out. If there's any questions you have, we're always happy to answer any questions. And then what else you guys would like to see come out of this channel. As always, we're always going to be talking about reviews, traveling, some real estate tips here and there. And of course, we're nerds, so a lot of drone stuff.
Absolutely.
But awesome, guys. If you like this video, make sure to go ahead and like it. Make sure to go ahead and subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. And always click on that bell so that you're always notified when new videos hit the scene here on YouTube. Thanks again for watching. Till next time.